of a place further than the universe, and I'm glad you're here. Last episode was a really touching dive into what real friendship looks like. I'm happy to report that Yuzu was plucked out of her previous world where friendship is very much a transactional quid pro quo sort of thing, and dropped into a far better world where you get genuine, life-affirming hugs and friends that treat you as valuable because of who you are as a person, not of who you are as a celebrity or someone who can give you perks, but just as yourself. I want to bring up a point that little M pointed out in the comments that made me really appreciate the role that Kimari plays in the group. It's something that I've been trying to articulate for a while, but haven't really succeeded at doing so. So this was great, thank you. And the insight is that Kimari is the only one of the four who has had any sort of experience with stable friendship. Even though, Megumi towards the end kind of turned into a little bit of a basket case, but still. So we have Shirase, who's a bit of a loner, and particularly since the disappearance of her mum, she's just been ridiculed for her determination to find out what happened to her, which is just awful. There's Hinata, whose story I suspect we will be covering a bit more in today's episode. Again, something traumatic happened that causes her to overcompensate, or I guess just not allow her friends to do what friends are supposed to do, which is to just be there for her when things don't work out. That's actually a very transactional view of friendship as well, similar to Yuzu, but just in a different kind of flavor. And Yuzu, of course, the curse of being a celebrity and all that comes with that. None of them, bar Kiwari, have had solid experiences of friendship that's not been marred or coloured by people being assholes. So while the arcs of the other three all revolve heavily around relearning the beauty of real friendship, and for Shirase there's like the added arc of finding closure around Takako, Kimare's role is really to be the glue and to drive this total reconstruction of Shirase's, Hinata's, and Yuzu's ideas of genuine relationships by just being a good person. It is great to be watching along with a bunch of you guys who just appreciate the wholesomeness of this show. Yeah, thanks to a couple of you for pointing out that there are actually post-credit scenes that I've been skipping out on, so we will definitely be watching those this episode. Alright, let's do this time sync. So if you're good, let's go in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, the glasses Chan. Oh, Yuzu. I love these four so much. They've bonded so well. I'm so proud of them. High school track team. Okay. Alright, that explains the running shoes. So that must be her track team. And I don't know what they did to her. I don't know. And it kind of looks like Shirase is going to be the one to sort of look into things because, yeah, she saw that whole exchange with like covering up the camera. It was very smooth, Hinata. Extremely smooth. I love it. I love how they're going back and forth between the pairs of girls, because it was Shirase and Hinata who had those big moments when they were in Singapore last time. And yeah, this will probably build on top of the understanding that they reached there. Ooh, I'm excited. She is deeply, deeply hurt. Shirase is like shocked.
もしかして小さい頃からタカ子とタク囲んでたでしょ。はい、たまに。やめやめ。
You're 5. That is.
銀とタカ子の娘相手なんて。
Did you that the daughter of Gian and Takako? See, it's canon. Love it.
少しだけ。あ、日向さん宛てのメールですよね。勝手にそういうことするか。
Yeah, she's not wrong.
だって心配だったから。だって一人でなんか怒ってたから。なのに何も言わないで。怒ってた。だって悪いの完全に向こうじゃない。人間って怖いんだよ。
Again, just being assholes.
なんとか私が悪いってことにしようと。部活辞めた後もあれこれ噂流してさ。
So they're painting her as being like a selfish.
それで学校辞めたんですか
I just got too much. Yeah, that's so hard, especially in high school. Like once people start talking, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. They just keep saying shit.
友達が南極に行ったって聞いてなんだって私たちが知ってるものは何もない今までと全然違う別の世界がここにあるんだぞそれを楽しむために来たんだ
So she's trying to leave everything behind. But the best way is to deal with it instead of just ignoring it. And should I say we'll keep looking sad.
きまりさん変な作業は得意ですよね。変じゃないでしょう。よ。今撮ってるわけじゃないですよ。ゆく。あ？ゆく。
Oh my god.
気にしなくていい。毎度のことだから。
Why did she go to Antarctica then?
印はあって誰かが見てるんだな。
Analogies, isn't it?
手だけでいい。知らせ余計なことばっか言ってうるさいから。ありがとう。
Oh, this is a sad version of the opening song.
多分まだ怖いんだよ。ひなた、怖いんだよ。でも私たちは手だけでいいって言ってるだろ。連れてきてくれてありがとう。
This is I'm gonna die. Wow, okay, so it's not completely sorted, but I feel like something constructive happened there, and a very few words. You can forgive, but you don't forget. Should I say like, no, that's perfectly reasonable. Oh, they're right there. Straight out with it. She's gearing up for a big explosion. All of them now. They're like, you guys are trash. And we've got the goods. Yeah. Strike at the jerk. She's the best kind of jerk. Oh my goodness. They got absolutely smashed by Shirase with the help of Kimari and Yuzu. Gina's like, mm-hmm. So what? Yeah. I loved that so much. Okay, post-credit scene. Intrigued. Alright, I love how this show just keeps creating the situations that serve to deepen the bond between our girls. So we got yet another nice arc wrap-up, this time with Hinata, and it was so interesting to see that the conflict that caused her to have to leave her high school was just so petty and caused by people who said one thing to Hinata's face and then another thing to, like, whoever it was, the third year whose athletic spot or something was taken by Hinata, who clearly was better at it anyway and deserved to be there. The last few minutes of that episode was so powerful in terms of the layering on of all these different things that came together to really break through to Hinata that she really has found a new family or like a new home, in the sense that these are the girls that will stick up for her even when she doesn't stick up for herself. The instigator, of course, was Shirase, whom I love to bits. She started the whole snowball effect by being the jerk that she's so famous for being and putting it out there for the entire world to know that Hinata's success is her own. She never should have been made to suffer for it by small-minded, petty people, and that she is no longer suffering because she's having the time of her life in Antarctica with people who actually see how good she is. During Shirase's monologue, she was just so incredibly intimidating and incredibly on point. That was just a masterclass on how to smack down people who have no idea that they've done something to hurt someone. And then I was so surprised when Kimari jumped in, because if you remember back to when she found out when Megumi had done all these mean and destructive things, she was very forgiving and nice about it, which I disagreed with at the time. But anyway, obviously it's different because she doesn't know Hinata's track friends very well. But it was just so great to see her switch on her Shirase-esque defense mode for her friend. And then on top of all of that, you have Yuzu as well, who's just at the back just holding up Hinata for support and piping in with like, yeah, this is what friendship is, you losers. Obviously, there's Kimari's lesson for her last episode on what friendship really is at the back of her mind, and I just love that just being really practically applied to Hinata. Just basically, I loved this episode. And this damn show, man, like, it's just so good. Oh, the post-credits scene, I don't know if I heard correctly, but, and I might be way off base here, but it sounded like the ringing of a bell that we heard while focusing on Takako's book. The kind of bell that you sort of hear at a traditional funeral. I don't know. If you have any non-spoilery hints, I would love to hear them. Okay, I'm a little bit sad that we only have 2 episodes left of this show, but I am really psyched for what's coming next. So thank you for watching, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again for the next reaction.